like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your review of AEW Rampage and AEW Dynamite, week commencing June 19th. As you know, we get Rampage the week prior here in England. So Rampage starts with Best Friends versus Aussie Open in a really solid match. Go and watch it. But in the end, Ospreay got the victory. Then we had Taya Valkyrie versus some chick in a match. It was actually, this some chick actually put up a little bit of a resistance, but in the end, Taya Valkyrie got the win. Then we have Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy cut a promo on the Gun Club, and they're going to come for the Gun Club and show them what they're about. So we will see what happens. Then we have Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Karen Jarrett versus Aubrey Edwards, Mark Briscoe, and Papa Briscoe. Really good match, quite entertaining match. Papa Briscoe has a clothesline on him, I'll definitely say that for sure. But in the end, Aubrey got the victory by figure 4 on Karen, which is quite amusing. Then we have Taya Valkyrie and Chris Statlander arguing, and they will face up on Dynamite for the title. Then we have Don Callis calls Tanoski the best wrestler in the world at present day. So we will see if you can live up to that. Then in the main event of the evening, it was Bandido versus Tanoski in a great match, solid match. Go and watch. You haven't seen it, but in the end, Tanoski gets the win. Then we go over to Dynamite. So Dynamite, you have the Hardys versus the Guns in a decent, very competitive match. But obviously, due to interference from Juice Robinson, the Guns get the win. Then it turns out into a big brawl. Then FTR come out and FTR get beaten down. Then he comes back. Look him up. CM Punk comes out, place goes mad. He cleans house, and then he basically says he challenges the Guns and Juice and White to a match on Collision, because apparently CM Punk is a Collision guy. He is not a Dynamite guy. So we'll see. Then we have Jeff Jarrett and Mark Briscoe in a decent match, a concession stand brawl match. And go and watch it. You had barbecue sauce, you had tomato sauce, depending on where you're from. You had mayo, you had snacks, you had sausages, you had mustard, you had everything. You had tables, you had everything in the match. In the end, you had also had ladders. Funny enough, but in the end, Briscoe got the win. Then we have the BCC calling out everybody under the sun at Forbidden Door, so we'll see what happens there. Then we had Chris Jericho, Sammy, and Suzuki, I think his name is, versus Darius, AR Fox, and Action Andretti in a really good match. But in the end, Chris Jericho gets the win. Then after the match, Chris Jericho calls out Sting, and Sting comes out and says, basically, Chris Jericho, before Sting came out, Chris Jericho says Sting is only there for the money. And then and then Sting comes out and goes, he accepts the match and he's coming for Sting, but Darby and Sting will need to find a mystery partner, so we'll see what happens there. Then we have the Elite calling out the BCC and accepts their challenge, and you know what I mean, they're gonna team with Eddie Kingston and also a mystery partner as well, so we'll see what happens there. Then Adam Cole comes out, and Adam Cole calls out MJF because he wants his rematch. And then MJF comes out. He said he gives Adam Cole props because he believes that Adam Cole of old is back now. The hungry, thirsty, technical wrestler is back. But in regards to a rematch, MJF says for his health, for Adam Cole's health, he's not going to give him the rematch. And then earlier in the show, they were doing some roulette challenge, the roulette for picking a tag team in the tag team turmoil to decide the number one contenders for the tag team championships. And then Tony has now announced that MJF and Adam Cole are now tag team partners. So then also MJF has been called out for a match against Tanahashi. MJF was going to take the match, but Adam Cole made MJF look weak, called him a coward. So now MJF has accepted a match against Tanahashi at Forbidden Door. So we'll see. Then we have Shibata and Orange Cassidy versus Danny Garcia and Zack in a really good match. Go and watch. You haven't seen it, but in the end, Danny Garcia got the win. Then we have Chris Statlander versus Taya Valkyrie for the TBS title in a decent match, but in the end, Chris Statlander got the win. Then in the main segment of the evening, Eddie Kingston comes out. He said he doesn't like the Bucks. He definitely doesn't like Claudio Castillo. I think that's how you pronounce his surname. But then Moxie came out. Moxie tried to mend fences. Then it turned into a big brawl between the Elite and BCC. Moxley bailed because he's not going to attack his friend Eddie Kingston. And then Bryan Danielson comes out, clears house, and then calls out the Rainmaker. So the Rainmaker comes out, and then he basically takes out everybody. Bryan Danielson leaves, and he takes out Wheeler, and then Bryan Danielson and the Rainmaker face off. So we will see. They're going to face off at Forbidden Door. So we will see what happens. So that's your review of Dynamite and Rampage. Leave a comment.